Is this haunted?
No.
No. How do you know?
Well, because I've lived here for 79 years.
No, and the kind of food a lot of people would want to know as well, is it all kind of pheasants and quail's eggs and so on? No? Because that's what we picture though.
Egg and chips, you know.
Egg and chips? Come on now. Oh my God. So this was a priest hiding place?
That's right.
Oh wow. Look at that. Come and take a look at this, guys. There's some information here.
I'm sure the blood stain is authentic.
Really? Where's that?
No.
Oh no, there is. Look at that. Good afternoon everyone and welcome to another episode of A Day in the UK, and today on this beautiful day we are in Ingatestone in Essex, here at Ingatestone Hall. We've got a treat for you because Lord Petre is taking us around his home, Ingatestone Hall. Fascinating. He's going to talk about the lineage of his family history, and we're going to get stuck into all the rooms and learn all the stories. I'm looking forward to it. Hello, Lord Petre. Very nice to meet you. My name's Adam.
Hello.
And this is Amy.
Lovely to meet you.
Are you having a good day, Lord Petre?
Well, yes, okay, so far.
Do we call you Lord Petre?
You call me whatever you like.
What is your name Peter, or is it?
No, that's my surname.
That's your surname?
Yeah.
What is your first name?
John.
John, can we call you by your first name?
Yes, of course.
John, very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. So you live here, or is it a particular part of the wing?
It's complicated again.
Oh, okay.
It's actually my son who actually lives here.
Ah,
with his
okay.
family. Me and my wife live in another house the other side of the village.
Oh, very nice.
Because when this was my father's house, obviously, and when he died, we decided that my son would move in rather than us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Should we have a little jaunt around then?
Well, that's what I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in your hands completely.
I'm in your hands.
No, because I don't know what you want.
Amy, what do we want of the Lord? What do we want?
Just everything. all the details.
Let me just make a point. I've never been asked by a lord, what do you want from this? That is amazing.
No, I am at your disposal.
I reckon the subscribers, I think people watching this would love to know what the daily goings on of a lord are, and perhaps like the history as well of the estate.
I can do that.
Yeah.
The second bit. The first bit is no different from anyone else, really.
Okay.
Well, it was my ancestor, William Petre, who built this house.
Yes.
He acquired the land from the king following the dissolution of the monasteries in which he had played, because this used to be monastic land. There wasn't a monastery actually here, but
yeah,
it was owned by the Abbey of Barking.
Okay.
So
is that King Henry VIII?
yes.
And just as we approach this amazing clock tower here, obviously there's being construction done at the moment.
It's best at the moment. Well,
are you climbing up there to do some work, are you?
It's just we're carrying out general repairs.
Yeah.
They've come to a halt because there's a bee's nest. And the builders won't go up there with the bees.
I'll go up there for you if you want. I can see there's some inscription there. Is that
yes.
Latin underneath that? If I can get closer.
It is actually French. Sans Dieu rien, the family motto, nothing without God.
Nothing without God?
Yes.
Right, well let's
go.
Let's take a look.
As I say, I'll just lead you round.
This looks beautiful, doesn't it? Look at this. Isn't it stunning?
William built this house and lived here. When he died, his widow wished to stay here, and so his son and heir had to find somewhere else to live.
Okay.
So he managed to acquire the almost neighbouring estate of Thorndon Hall, just outside Brentwood.
Okay.
And that became the principal family house. We kept on, we got hold of this, but that became the main place.
That was the main place?
Yeah. So this was used, I don't know, for the...
Holiday home?
Holiday home, yes.
Caravan?
For the widow, for the
Dowager.
Yes.
But I wonder, is this haunted?
No.
No. How do you know?
Well, because I've lived here for 79 years.
No, that's fair enough, isn't it?
There are one or two people who claim to have had
That's it, come on.
experiences.
Okay.
But they don't amount to a row of beans, and it's always surprising how, if there's a sort of unexplained mystery, people tend to light on the most unlikely explanation.
They want to believe in it, don't they?
Yes.
But it is one of those rooms. If I can take everyone around this as well, and as I pass through this amazing room, who here are you related to?
Well, I am related to him.
You are. Okay.
That's me.
That's you.
Yes.
I can see it. What a dapper man. How old were you then?
Well, that was about 5 years ago. Something like
That was 5 years ago. What are you wearing there?
At that time, I was Lord Lieutenant of the county, and that's the Lord Lieutenant's uniform.
Right. What duties would a Lord Lieutenant have to do?
Well, technically speaking, they are the local representative of the Queen,
Okay.
which means they do all the sorts of things the Queen might do if she had the time. So,
Right.
visit, and also it means host, if any member of the royal family come to the county,
Okay.
you have to act as their host and show them around and that kind of thing.
So you're a stand-in for the Queen and act as the Queen's
yes.
host. Who's the most famous person that you've had here? Have you had the Queen?
No.
No.
Not on these premises.
Okay.
Her mother, the late Queen Mother,
Okay.
came here.
Did she stay here?
No, she just came for a visit. Yes, we have got a picture of that.
Okay. Oh, so this is when she came?
It's, yes, being greeted by my father.
Oh, wow. So that's your father
That one.
there on the left. Let's see it. Let's just take this away from the light. Oh, there we go. So there's the Queen Mother on the right and the father on the left. And the gentleman on the left, far left?
He was the Lord Lieutenant at the time.
At the time.
John Ruggles Bryce, yes.
John Ruggles Bryce.
Yes.
Now, he had an estate in Finchinfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is now owned by Jamie Oliver.
Absolutely.
Right? Sorry,
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yes.
I haven't broken that, have I?
No, I think it's already broken.
This is a lovely room, isn't it?
Well, this is the main sitting room, really. My son and daughter-in-law have a sort of self-contained flat
Okay.
up that end, but you know, if they've got guests and things, they sort of spread themselves. So,
This is used,
it's
actually.
in use. Yeah, it is exactly. That's the point. Yes.
Oh, do you get that roaring fire going over there?
Yes.
Oh, I bet you do. And the kind of food, a lot of people would want to know as well, is it all kind of pheasants and quail's eggs and so on? No? Because that's what we picture, though.
Egg and chips, you know.
Egg and chips? Come on now.
I don't know. I don't know what my son eats, for heaven's sake. No.
But we do picture that, isn't it? Like the questions that you...
Yes, I mean, I can remember a time
Yeah.
when I was young when, you know, the great houses, of which this wasn't really one.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, the way of life is extraordinary with, you know, the formality and the
Yeah.
fleets of servants. But there may be still one or two like that, but very, very few.
Do you have a cook?
No.
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 So it's all done yourself. See, these are the sort of questions that I'm fascinated with. I know everyone else will be. It's like, how does a lord live on a present day?
As I say,
It's
no different from anyone else, really.
no.
No.
Apart from being in these incredible surroundings,
Okay, yes.
you're having the egg and chips and you're cooking yourself. You've got to have a cleaner for somewhere like this, surely.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, I won't deny that. But
I was going to say.
what I will show you through here
Okay.
is we have two priest hiding places.
Priest hiding places.
Yes, of which this is one.
Oh my God. So this was a priest hiding place.
That's right.
Oh wow. Look at that. And why? Why would there be a priest hiding place?
Because following the Reformation.
Yeah. What was the Reformation?
The Reformation was when Henry VIII split the English Church away from the Roman Church.
Yeah.
And you know, established. Now, contrary to what people imagine, things weren't too bad to start with, but under Elizabeth things got really bad.
Right.
And the Pope excommunicated Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And also charged all Roman Catholics that it was their duty to work towards the dethronement of this tyrant queen.
Right.
Of this heretic queen.
Okay.
And so consequently, it became treason for any Catholic priests to be discovered on English soil.
Right.
They didn't have to do anything. The fact they were here, that was an act of treason.
Oh.
So that's why they had to start hiding.
Oh my God. I mean, what a horrible place as well. Just go back here as well. What a horrible place to have to hide.
Well, of course, the thing is, I mean, you know, nothing is recorded about this, so
No.
we don't know to what extent they were actually used.
You got some information here on it, haven't you?
A number of priests were sheltered here.
They were?
Oh yeah.
If they were caught, what would happen?
They'd be executed.
They'd be executed?
Yeah. Well, one was.
And one was?
John Payne, after whom the school in chanced his name. He was a servant here. He was pretending to be a servant here.
Okay.
Subsequently, after he left here, betrayed, arrested, condemned to death.
Oh, terrible. Terrible. And that was someone who actually lived here as well.
Yeah.
You said there's a second hiding place.
Yes, well, we'll look at that in a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got another priest hole there.
Yes. Well, this one, actually, the proper entrance is through a trapdoor.
Right.
In the room above, in the floor of the room above.
Amazing.
Down a ladder. This aperture
Yeah.
isn't original.
No.
This was installed when Queen Elizabeth, Queen Mother, visited the house on the 400th anniversary of the visit.
So that she could see.
First, and in order that she didn't have to get down on her hands and knees, which would be rather undignified.
Unladylike, undignified, right. Yeah, of course.
My father constructed this, so...
We have the dining room.
Dining room, no, not always so, because the private dining room was in the wing that disappeared, which jutted over there.
Okay.
This was merely part of the kitchen suite.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have had this panelling. The panelling is genuine 16th century panelling.
Right.
It obviously didn't start its life here.
It was moved from elsewhere, was it?
Yes, but I can't say any more than that.
What about this tapestry? Would you call this a tapestry?
Yes, 3 tapestries. That's Mortlake, English Mortlake.
Okay.
That's the English Mortlake, and that's Brussels.
That's stunning, isn't it?
Same era, but.
And you would dine here?
Yes, I mean, yes. As I say, it's my son who lives here. So
Yeah.
They haven't got a dining room in their flat, so
Right.
if they need a dining room, this is what they use.
What a beautiful place to dine. What is that? That looks like a Viking.
It's a ram's horn made into a cigar lighter.
Really?
You know, there's a spirit lamp there.
Amazing.
So, you know, the butler would bring it round for you to light your cigar off.
Well, look at that. And no butlers these days as well.
No, good God, no.
Good God, no. You know what?
When I was a child, yes, but not now.
When you were a child?
When I was a child, my father had a butler, certainly, you know.
So we're destroying the stereotypes here, the ideas that people have. I mean, yes, you're in this amazing location. Yeah, you get to walk around this beautiful house and know the lineage and the ancestry that comes from that for your family. But all the things that we associate with, like Downton Abbey and all the nonsense you get told on TV, that was real back then.
Oh, yeah.
But you experienced that as well.
The sort of last callings of it, yes.
Right.
And certainly, you know, not so much here, but friends of my parents, went to their house, and yes, it was just like Downton Abbey, really. You know?
Just like Downton Abbey. I can imagine. Mind your head.
Mind your head.
And what have we got in here?
Well, this is the old kitchen.
Okay.
Of which nothing much really remains except the big open fireplace.
Where are we there? Oh, that's covered over as well.
Well,
at the moment.
that's covered, filled with tut.
Filled with tuts.
But that was, you know, 200 years ago, that was the only means of cooking. Was on an open fire, either roasting on a spit or in cauldrons.
Do you remember that then? Is this a room that you would use?
No, I'm not that old.
No, but what I'm saying is that would you have used this? Look, there's your butler. Would you have used this when you were a child? Do you remember this room being used for that?
My father's kitchen, yes.
Right, your father's?
In which there was an antiquated gas stove.
Right.
But before, you know, gas, then the only means of cooking food was an open fire.
We're now on to the upstairs part, aren't we? Okay.
Just stopping off.
Is this Cromwell?
No, that is William Petre.
Close.
Who built the house. I mean, he worked for Thomas Cromwell.
I was going to say, isn't there something a bit fishy about this? So, as far as I understand, Henry VIII wanted the dissolution of the monasteries, right?
Yes.
So then he instructed Cromwell, who then instructed your ancestor to dissolve the monasteries.
One of several, yes.
So I was reading that the Pope, I can't remember which Pope, wasn't happy with what he'd done. No, and said something like, "You can keep this estate as long as you build almshouses in the town." Is that right?
That's right.
I'm glad that's right.
We got a sort of proclamation from the Pope absolving William from stealing church property on condition he built almshouses.
What do you think of that?
I don't know.
You didn't know either.
I mean, he is a very enigmatic figure because
let's get in there.
He had a
Look at that.
openly Roman Catholic household here.
Yeah.
And there he was serving as a very, very senior officer of an extreme Protestant regime, and he got away with it.
He did.
That's all I can say.
Lucky for you.
He was Secretary of State to Henry VIII. He was Secretary of State to Edward VI, extreme Protestant regime. Secretary of State to Mary Tudor, extreme Catholic regime, and then into the reign of Elizabeth, extreme, well, more or less extreme Protestant regime.
This man then knew how to survive, right?
He did not miss a beat. He was, and he also managed to avoid getting tied up with Lady Jane Grey, which of course was disastrous for those that did.
Go on, Lady Jane Grey, go on.
Yeah, well, she was going to be queen after Edward VI.
Right.
But she was the queen for 9 days, and then they chucked her out.
Right.
But he didn't get involved with her. But without interruption, and it's difficult to explain really, but he did it.
Incredible. Should we head up the stairs?
Yes, we do. Yes, we'll do.
Isn't that fascinating?
Well,
This is beautiful, isn't it?
From the time the house was built until my father's time,
Yeah.
this was, as it was originally described, my master's lodging, i.e. the principal bedroom.
Right.
But it isn't anymore.
This was the principal bedroom. Is the bed slept in it? Do you mind if I creep through?
Yeah, no,
here?
of course, no, to do that. I don't think the alarm's on.
This bed isn't slept in anymore.
It isn't, no, to be honest.
Is this an old-fashioned water bottle?
Indeed it is, yes.
It is, yeah. Now, for everyone, it's very unlikely that Lord Petre, John, uses this old-fashioned water bottle, right?
Yes.
You don't use that anymore. Again, we're breaking stereotypes here about how people live in this day and this day and age at an estate. But it's a beautiful room, isn't it? But unused.
Well, except for visitors, yes.
Except for visitors.
Yes.
Who's this character?
Well, this is my father, really.
This is your father?
Well, when my grandmother completed her major work,
Yeah.
she put on a mask.
Okay.
Sort of performance.
Yeah.
In the room next door.
Yeah.
In which my father, as a child, played his great grandfather, and that's the costume he wore to perform.
Look at this room.
Well, this
Wow, look at this.
the final room, really.
This is amazing.
Every house, every substantial house of this period,
Yeah.
has a long gallery. I mean, that's what they just did.
That's what it's called, a long gallery.
A long gallery. Not originally made for the display of pictures, because in those days people didn't have pictures on the whole.
They didn't?
No. I mean, the early inventory of this room, there's 7 pictures in it. That's all.
Really?
They were made mainly as a place where you could take your daily constitutional if the weather outside was inclement, and it's as simple as that.
So for exercise?
Think of it as a cloister with walls.
Okay.
And
That makes sense.
I mean, they obviously used it for sort of parties and things as well.
Yeah.
Its main purpose was simply, go for a walk.
Let's go for a walk, shall we?
Well, now
we've got some various...
All the pictures in this room are my direct ancestors.
They are. Anyone significant?
All the younger children. No, because being a Catholic family, apart from William, we never played part in national affairs. A lot of them, have interesting aspects to their lives. But,
Yeah. Who's this gentleman here? He's got pride of place, hasn't
He's
he?
the 11th Lord. He
Okay.
was a passionate horseman.
Yeah.
Had a couple of one local race course just up the road, no
Okay.
over there. And he ended up having in his possession, and this is probably true, no, almost certainly true, Marengo, Napoleon's horse that was captured at Waterloo.
Really?
And it didn't actually belong to him, it belonged to a cousin who had actually fought at Waterloo.
Right.
But he was looking after it for a time.
What a great story. This is amazing as well, isn't it? Authentic outfit? The Earl's speech from the scaffold.
Yes, the Earl of Derwentwater, who is an ancestor because his daughter married the 7th Lord Petre.
Yeah.
He was executed for his part in the Jacobite uprising of 1715.
Right.
And that is the costume he wore.
That's the actual costume he wore on the scaffold.
Yes.
Look at that. I mean, because of the reflection, it's difficult to show you. But again, come and take a look at this, guys. There's some information
I'm
here.
sure the blood stain is authentic.
Really? Where's that?
No.
Oh, no, there is. Look at that. You don't think?
I'm a bit of a skeptic.
You're a bit of a skeptic. Did you see that? There's a blood stain.
We haven't had it DNA tested.
Oh, you've got to, John. You've got to have it DNA tested. That's amazing. Look at that from the scaffold as well. And I mean, to find that it's just beautiful, isn't it? That would probably fall apart if you touched that now.
Yes, it's not in very good. I mean, the only reason it survived at all is that for a long time he was recorded. He was regarded by the family as the family saint,
Right.
because he had given up his life for his faith.
Yeah.
Which wasn't quite true. He was a supporter of, the old pretender.
Is this memorabilia to do with him as well?
That's all to do with him, yes.
And that looks like potentially his death mask.
That's right. Yeah.
And his shoes?
And his shoes. Yes.
Oh, wow. And that's the speech.
And that's the speech he made from the scaffold.
Being in a few minutes to appear before the tribunal of God, where thou, unworthy, I hope to find mercy which I have not found from men now in power. I have endeavoured to make my peace with his divine majesty by most humbly beginning pardon for all the sins of my life, and I doubt not of a merciful forgiveness for the merits of, I don't know what that says. What's that say? Something in death of my Saviour Jesus Christ, which the passion and death, for which end I earnestly desire the prayers of all good Christians. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
Well, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And then there was another, I can't remember the name of the other lord who was executed at the same time, who didn't say anything.
Oh wow. He died gracefully, silently.
Yes.
You've got another gentleman here as well.
That's the 7th Lord.
That's the 7th Lord?
Yes, he was the model for Alexander Pope's poem The Rape of the Lock,
Right.
which was based on a true incident where the young Lord Petre snipped a lock of hair from his cousin at a tea party.
Right.
And this caused outrage.
How dare he?
How dare he, you know. And so Alexander Pope, who was a friend of the family, was asked if he would write a humorous poem to sort of diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
In fact, it made the situation rather worse because he insisted on publishing the programme, which was not what anyone wanted at all. But anyway, so that was him.
Amazing.
He died at, I think 23 was, smallpox.
Very young. Oh, who have we got here?
That's my grandfather and grandmother.
Yeah.
It's rather tragic, that book. I won't get it out.
No.
But it's my grandmother's scrapbook.
Right.
Storing pictures of her engagement, and this is you know, after the honeymoon, and then about 2 years later, he was killed on the front in France.
Oh dear.
And the book stops.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
No,
Very sad.
Nothing. You know, few pages on, and then it's blank.
That's so sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Not sure. We'll have a look outside.
Okay. Now we come into the grounds. Now I've got a question for you, right? I think everyone would like to know. Do you throw audacious parties at home here?
The quick answer to that is no.
No?
I mean, the last big party I remember having here was for my son's 21st.
Yeah.
But he's now in his 50s.
Okay. Okay.
That's the frequency.
See, they picture Rolls Royces turning up, you know, people, very important people, you know, and you've got all this, you know, amazing food, elaborate cutlery, people dressed up in their liveries, right?
Yes.
Turning up, no?
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen, no.
No.
Thank you so much, John, you've been a great sport.
Not at all.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
I'll let you get on. How fantastic was that? Brilliant. You enjoy yourself?
Yeah, really good.
Amy was chatting to Lord Petre's son, Dominic.
Yeah.
Lovely guy as well. Listen, hope you enjoyed that fascinating insight into Lord Petre in Ingatestone Hall. Until the next time, I'll see you then. Cheers.